Your father said something that stuck with me. It was honestly the most enduring memory I have from the interview that he did. He said he believes that Niko's death was preventable and that you all martyred him.
Do you understand how unbelievable that is?
That when I heard that, there's no other way to explain that as a mom than diabolical.
Yeah, it's evil.
That is evil. And then to hear that you want to talk about disrespect.
Exactly.
To my daughter, to his wife.
And to Niko.
That's exactly what, to Niko. And the last thing that anyone will remember of my son are any of the things that he wants to talk about.
Period.
Any of the things that he wants to talk about, that will not be my child's memory. It will not. Yeah. It will constantly be that he was a good man. Constantly be. He was the
best.
He was he's amazing husband, son, talented, one of the top photographers in the game. Talk about that, man.
Genius.
Talk about that.
Genius level.
Genius. Talk about that. You want to talk about that, his life and the consistency of it and the totality of it is that he passed away from cancer and no one helped him. That is not the truth. I have no reason.
It's despicable.
It's
evil.
It's evil. And that
it's evil
at this moment.
To now act like you're holy in some way. I'm not rocking with it.
Marc Lamont Hill interviewed Brian McKnight last night's former wife, ex-wife, and his son. We heard Brian McKnight's side of the story. I'll be honest with you. As much as I know Brian McKnight to be a piece of shit in this story, I still was going to listen to this interview with the thought that, okay, there's two sides to the story and the truth is probably somewhere in the middle. But as I kept watching this interview, the real raw emotions kept coming out. The fact that they were willing to still have a conversation with this piece of shit, Brian McKnight.
Yeah, fam, I'm not going to lie to you, bro. I come home from vacation and your manager and your brother are telling me that we have to move. Fam, I'm burning this bitch to the ground. What are we even talking about? Okay, fine. Give me a second. Let me go collect my stuff. My gasoline. I'm setting this bitch ablaze.
But she was real about the fact that she saw the chick in the house and was willing to go there.
She just moved her kids out of their mansion into a 2-bedroom apartment townhouse. She has to go back to the house to grab some more of her belongings. The locks are already changed. When she gets into the house, a new woman and her infant children are folding clothes on her couch. Again, murder on my mind. Slaughter every individual. Well, maybe not the babies. Leave the babies alone. But sorry, y'all just lost a mama. Blame Brian McKnight when you become of age. There's no way. She's still legally his wife. She has his children with her. You are the multi-millionaire, the multi, platinum recording artist, what have you. You can go anywhere in the world. You can go buy another house if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
You kicked your children out of their home?
Crazy.
People break up, get new people, find new people. You can do what you want. You can do what you want. What about the kids you made? What about the kids you are? Because the reason, the way that they put it made it seem like that woman is not the woman that he's with today.
Mm-hmm.
So this was just a fling. It was a passer through her. Mm-hmm. You kicked your actual family out of their home to have your Joan and her kids come over. I don't. Who would ever want that information to get out? Why would you ever engage with this back and forth so that information could be public? Again, you are the living embodiment of Steve Harris kicking out old girl in Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
Mm-hmm.
You are the living, breathing embodiment of a Tyler Perry, dark-skinned black Batman.
You know what makes that also worse is you've seen it. You saw it when we was watching it for a second. They seem to have more damning evidence.
They don't want to talk about.
Shit.
That he doesn't want to say, right? Because apparently his son knows about all his extramarital affairs because he would bring him along. You're just a piece of shit all the way through. Like, I'm thinking maybe it was a time where you were a good dad and you decided, I didn't sow up my wild oats. Let me get back out here in these streets. No. You were a piece of shit all the way through. Like from start to finish. Apparently, she pregnant. You breaking up with her, telling her to move out, and then asking her to move back in while she's pregnant. Like, you can't divorce yourself from the idea that, we wasn't supposed to be together. We married young because of a pregnancy, and you're asking her back. Now, I still got smoke for mama because fool me once, fool me twice. Okay, millions of dollars, trust fund, and a will. All right, maybe I'll stick it out.
Bring my family back.
The minute you walked your happy ass in there and there was somebody else folding clothes on your couch, I think the writing was on the wall. I think just from a pride standpoint, there is no more going back. There's no going back. You put me in a townhome so you can have your floozy and her toddlers running around here. And then ask me to come back after that. Why would you ever want this story to be public, bro? In what world do you think you're going to win in the court of public opinion? And I don't even think he's trying to do that because he's doing interviews with Antoine Daniels.
Anton.
Same thing. You got goddamn Antoine Daniels who won't stop beefing with Marc Lamont Hill because he thinks that he's autistic. I couldn't even really understand what the critique was. Like he put out one of them videos, the do.
I already know Brian McKnight is a piece of shit. I guess I was looking to see if there were any kind of cracks on their side. And even the parts where it looked like, they went on tour with him and, this is where he's taking care of them and all that stuff. And they're using drugs on tour and stuff like that. Even that was like, I can write that off. They probably were smoking weed. And the man who thinks that he's got a relationship with God probably looks at them as druggies now. But the worst part to me was the deathbed stuff and how he treated his son on his deathbed. That was the nail in the coffin. I was absolutely done with anything that Brian McKnight could say because first of all, it does seem like obviously his family, the wife, the ex-wife, and the son were there. And the wife of the son that died was like the person taking care of everything, right? Even when supposedly they didn't have health insurance and all this shit, right? Because he's Brian McKnight.
What health insurance do you think would have saved him from cancer? I'm confused at what you thought you would have did. You didn't even keep your kids' trust fund money in accounts. So how you got all this extra money that you would have been able to save your son's life?
So the worst part in all of that is that all the son wanted to do was like make amends, right? And Brian McKnight's piece of shit ass.
I don't like the way you treat my new family. Oh, man, I'm going to the range tomorrow.
And then texted both the son and the mother afterwards, like basically like this is all her fault. Like she's the fucked up one in this.
Like you're dying because you're staying over there with your mom and your brother.
What in the fuck is wrong with
on his
you?
Deathbed though? Like
what's wrong with you?
He can't even muster the emotion to say, okay, this is my son's dying wish. Let me just tell him that I love him.
You are couldn't even say.
I can't arbitrarily tell you that I love you.
What is wrong with you?
I need to feel it. Like when I sung Start at 1. Let me get back to 1 and I'll call you back.
Yo. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Who would ever want these stories to come out? You let your 17 and 20-year-old son shoot a porn promo with actual porn stars without you in their presence.
Marc Lamont Hill gave every bit of what Brian McKnight's perspective would be and the arguments that would come from that side in the interview, right? And definitely gave them the space and the time
to explain
throughout the interview to fully explain. even when times were the most emotional, gave them breaks. Marc Lamont Hill conducted an amazing interview.
I'm just trying to imagine, like, yes, kids fuck up, and I'm sure I'm going to have times where I'm not going to have nothing to do with my kids. But, like, I can't imagine the set of circumstances that would make me say to my son on his deathbed, I can't tell you that I love you right now. I don't know what could get me to that point as a father. Just can't justify it in any real way.
I knew, literally nailed to the coffin, you're a fucked up individual.
Yeah, I don't know how else to explain that.
You. You're fucked up.
And then an individual that would engage in this back and forth, knowing full on well that other people could say that about him, is still, it's like another fucking planet. Last but not least, the man changed his middle name so that his new Brian McKnight Jr. could be the official one. Okay. Dog, now that's mental illness level. You changed your name so that your second junior could be the real one, as if everybody else forgot about the other human being named Brian McKnight Jr.